Today, I'm reviewing a surprisingly fantastic hotel right in the centre of Indonesia's capital, the Mandarin Oriental Jakarta. And for a hotel of this calibre, it was also surprisingly cheap at only £170 or $220 a night, with free breakfast, 4pm late checkout, a $100 dining credit, and a free upgrade to a suite. I'll go into more detail on how I got such great value by booking through Amex at the end of the video, but for now, let's jump straight into the review. And right off the bat, two things that jumped out at me. First, this hotel has no real pedestrian access and you have to go through a security checkpoint to enter. This was surprising to me as someone that had never been to Jakarta before, but it's actually the case for all hotels here, and even the shopping malls. It did feel a bit strange how everything was basically designed like a fortress, but it's just a fact of life here apparently. Secondly, I was very impressed by all the staff throughout my stay here. From check-in to leaving, every member of staff was extremely friendly and helpful, more so than most 5-star hotels I've stayed at. And this was also the first time I've stayed at a Mandarin Oriental hotel, so they've left me with a very good impression and I'll definitely stay at more in the future. Anyway, here's the room, what they call an urban suite, and I have to say it was really nice. Not the most modern maybe, but everything was high quality and it has an elegant, sophisticated vibe which I like, even if it might have been a bit on the corporate side. The living area is large with a comfortable sofa and armchair, and it was clean as well. Randomly, 2 apples were waiting for us, and I always think apples are a strange choice in a country with such amazing tropical fruit, but there you go. They gave us a nice little welcome cake as well, but I'm not sure if this gets given to everyone or just for people who book through Amex Travel. And there's a TV with lots of storage drawers beneath. I'll also take a brief moment to just explain a bit more about the room types they have here. I booked the basic deluxe room originally, which looks like this, and then we got upgraded to the urban suite, which I've just been showing you. They also have a few other types as well, which you can see here. Obviously the upgrade to a suite was a very welcome bonus, but even the regular rooms do still look very good for a city hotel. Now through to the bedroom, and again, pretty luxurious, just an overall pleasant and refined place to be. Another big TV on the wall. Also, the bedding and mattress were good too, with some really comfy pillows. More on that in a bit. Our room was on the 22nd floor, so one of the higher up rooms in the building, and the view was impressive even if the windows could have done with a bit of a clean. Before coming here, I never really realised that Jakarta had such an impressive skyline, but it is one of the biggest cities in the world, so it makes sense. There are universal power sockets, which I always appreciate, and also a massive Mandarin Oriental hardback, which must cost a fair bit. And a little minibar area next to the desk. All of the usual stuff, just presented quite nicely, and all complimentary of course. Also, unlike some hotels I've stayed at, they're very generous with the bottled water here. You get 4 bottles to start with, and they'll top up with however many you want in the morning when they clean the room, and in the evening when they turn down the bed. They also have a nice tea set you can use, and something else I liked, an empty fridge so you can put all of your stuff inside easily. They do have a minibar menu, but it's actually more like room service since you have to order everything. And speaking of room service, here's the entire menu. It seems pretty decent and extensive, so just pause to read in detail if you want. Also, I just love the attention to detail they seem to give everything, from the decorations with their signature Mandarin Oriental design aesthetic, to just small things like leaving earplugs by the bed in case the sound of the city was too much, and the room wasn't noisy at all by the way, and also this delicious welcome cake waiting in the room. They obviously knew I could be bribed with cake. Now the final part of the room is the very large bathroom and walk-in wardrobe. The bath takes up most of the space, then off to the left is the shower, which I'll show you in a moment. Then there's a well-sized walk-in wardrobe with plenty of hangers, an ironing board and a massive safe. Back in the bathroom we have a double sink, and it's all just very tastefully decorated and classy. They give you a whole load of amenities, which is pretty standard when staying at hotels in Asia, but I was happy that it gave me another chance to empty the dental kits and add the mini toothpaste tubes to my ever-expanding collection. By the bath we have this weird bamboo tree thing, plus soap, a loofah and bath salts. And lastly, a big old shower. Also, I didn't notice originally, but there are bathrobes under the sink as well. And a little toilet room. Now let me just take a moment to show you the turn down service, as it was also very good. Similar to most luxury hotels, they'll turn down your bed and lay out some slippers, but here they also give you a pillow menu and a breakfast menu. And the pillows are really good, by the way. So good in fact, we bought some for ourselves when we got home. Each side of the bed has 2 pillows, one hard and one soft, and I think you can order more as well if you want. The Mandarin Oriental also has a small rooftop pool and area to lounge on the 5th floor, though worth noting it does get quite loud due to all the traffic on the road below. And it was absolutely boiling outside, so nobody was here. They also have this massive TV right by the pool, which I think is a first for me. I can't imagine how much electricity that wastes. Besides that, there's a bar in the pool area too, and a gym and spa, which I didn't have time to investigate, but from the pictures they look decent enough. A 1-hour massage starts at 825,000 Indonesian rupiahs, equivalent to about £40 or $50, so actually quite good value for a luxury chain like Mandarin Oriental. Now on to one of my favourite parts of the hotel, the breakfast. And we start off with the highlight, this donut tree, and they were very good donuts. This is just overall a really good breakfast with a wide range of global foods. Lots of pastries, a continental selection, freshly made cooked Western food, and a lot of very interesting Indonesian breakfasts I'd never had before. Sadly, I was only here for one day though, so couldn't try everything. This is what I ended up getting, mainly Indonesian stuff, with some fruit and pastries on the side. Looks a bit beige, but it was very flavourful. No self-serve coffee machines here either, it's all made to order by a barista. Next to the breakfast restaurant, they also have a bakery shop with some very nice looking cakes.
Ya, ini boleh deh satu.
We got this Frappuccino tiramisu. We also had a $100 dining credit to use up, courtesy of Amex, so went to their Chinese restaurant, Feng, for dinner. And this meal was actually shockingly good. The menu is crafted by the head chef of the Mandarin Oriental Guangzhou, who has 2 Michelin stars. And it shows, as even though this place doesn't have a Michelin star, the quality is better than many Michelin-starred restaurants I've been to in London. It was also really good value. We ordered far too much for 2 people, and the bill came to 1.75 million rupiahs, or about £80. Highlights were the crispy rice lobster soup, barbecue platter, and scallops. But everything was good, and the menu is extensive. Also, just for the spectacle, I recommend these black swan dumplings, but whilst the duck filling was tasty, the texture was a bit too hard. Apart from that, they have a French restaurant called Lyon, and you can get a buffet dinner in the place they serve breakfast. And lastly, there's a cocktail bar as well. That's pretty much it for the Mandarin Oriental Jakarta though. It's a typical luxury city hotel, and we ended up walking around the neighbourhood a bit as well, mainly to get to the massive shopping mall just across the road. And Jakarta certainly isn't a pedestrian friendly city, so be prepared to get a taxi everywhere, even if it seems close on the map. Now lastly, I'll just finish by saying the main reason I got such amazing value was because I booked through Amex Fine Hotels using my Platinum card, and it cost a very reasonable £172, or about $220 for one night. As perks of booking through Amex, we got free breakfast, which was great, a $100 dining credit, which we used at the Feng restaurant, the amazing free upgrade to a suite, and best of all for us, 4 PM late checkout, which was incredibly useful as we had a flight later in the day and it meant we could stay in our room right up until we had to go to the airport. So I'm obviously biased, but I think the Amex Platinum card is great. And it has loads of other perks I use all the time, like unlimited free airport lounge access, £400 worth of annual credits, good free travel insurance, and really too many other random perks to mention here. So if you're based in the UK and want to sign up, then click my referral link in the description below, and you'll get an extra points bonus when signing up too. In next week's video, I'll have a review of Oman Air's surprising 787 business class, and I'll have a lot more airline and hotel reviews coming after that, so subscribe to keep up to date. Thanks a lot for watching, and goodbye.